Guys, I've been thinking about how far we've come and grown as a community and channel together. I never thought I'd be here 6 months ago. And that is all thanks to you guys for the love and the support that you've shown the channel. So I've decided to give back to you and show you a little bit of what you've shown me over the last 6 months. So you've seen, obviously, I'm doing a giveaway every 1,000 subscribers that I get. And at the moment, I'm doing a giveaway for these retro Jordan 4s. So if you want to win these, you've got until I hit 27,000 subscribers. Link to my Instagram in the description below. You can go and enter on there absolutely free and you can win these. But apart from the standard giveaway, I've been trying to think deeper about how I can show you guys something that's going to help you change your life like I've changed my own. So I've been thinking long and hard about what I can do and what I can give you guys. And obviously, over the last 6 months, you've seen me repair a McLaren, a BMW, another BMW, and we've got another BMW. And then I thought, wait, that might be something. Why don't I share with you guys the knowledge that I have about buying damaged cars and fixing them up and selling them? All of the secrets, all of the juicy bits that I've learned that maybe you guys can take it on board and do something like it yourself. If you guys have ever wanted to repair cars or even shown an interest in damaged cars, I am gonna go through every little secret, tip and trick that I have learned over the past 10 years so you guys cannot make the same mistakes as me, and hopefully you might even earn a little bit of money yourself. So let's jump into this. I'm excited. We've got so much to talk about. Let's go. Right guys, without further ado, let's get into this, the juicy bits, and let's make some money. Wait, I'm a bit peckish. We can't make money on an empty stomach. What can I eat? YFood. Today's video is sponsored by YFood. A close friend of mine who is a Buddhist monk once told me that good food is the most important key to success. You are what you eat. And that's important. Each one of these sachets is a full balanced meal that is 400 calories and over 25 minerals and vitamins. It says it takes 2 minutes to make. Let's see how long it really takes. So I made the fresh berry flavoured YFood in under 30 seconds because I'm a real G. Let's see how it tastes. That is fresh. That has got me feeling fresh as a daisy and alert. It's how you need to be. You've got to be on the ball when you're trying to be a successful individual. I don't eat breakfast anymore. I just have a YFood in the morning and I am full until early hours of the afternoon and I've got the energy. Whether I'm playing golf, football, you name it, I'm YFooding it all the time now. So follow the link in the description, get your 10% off. I urge you guys to try it, and you never know, this might be the little key that you're looking for to a successful and happy lifestyle. Bosh! Let's get on to making some moolah. Yes guys, so on to the bit of the video that you've all been waiting for. I'm gonna share with you my top tips on how to approach buying damaged cars and how you can earn money from it. This isn't going to be an instructional step-by-step video. This is just tips for you to keep in mind when buying damaged cars. These tips could save you money and they can also earn you money if you follow them when you are buying a car. Because I know a lot of you out there have commented below on videos and asked me thousands of questions about how can I get into buying damaged cars? Is it profitable? Am I able to do it from home? All of those things are yes, it's profitable. Yes, you can do it from home. Yes, you can do it with little money to no money. And it is very profitable. And it can also build your YouTube channel like what mine is built on here. Any questions you guys have, please comment them below. I will answer them. And I will also do some follow-up videos if I get some popular requests on sort of step-by-steps and a more in-depth look into how you guys can purchase the cars and buy them yourself. But these are my top 10 tips that you need to earn and save money when buying damaged cars. So pen and paper ready. Let's get started with number 1. Tip number 1 is to understand the costs of buying a car at auction, buying a car on eBay, and also getting it home. So when you may say to yourself, right, I've got £1,500 to spend on a car. What you need to make sure that within that £1,500, the car is on your driveway. So if you bid £1,500 on an auction site, there will be fees on top of that, maybe £500 worth of fees. Plus then you'll have to get the car delivered home if you haven't got a lorry. So you could actually be looking at £2,200, which could completely blow your budget and your cash flow and your capital out of the water. So what you need to do is understand what auction site you're buying on, whether it's Copa, IAA or eBay, what the bid fees are, what the auction fees are, and how much it's going to cost you to get it home. Because you don't want to have these things that you didn't think about in the first place. So that's number one, is understanding what it's going to cost you to get the car home and if that's within your budget. So you need to account for that when you say, I want to pay X amount for the car. That is tip number one. That rolls me quickly onto tip number two, which is don't impulse buy. I've done it. Do you remember I had that Audi R8 on the channel? I'll put it on the screen now. That was a complete impulse buy. That went well over what I was prepared to give for it, but because I had sort of an attachment to the car and I wanted to buy it, I kept bidding and kept bidding and kept bidding until I'd won it. And it wasn't until I got it back that it actually sunk in that, shite, I shouldn't have done that. And that was because it wasn't my logical money brain thinking, that was my emotional brain. So when you're looking at salvage, you might find a great gem on an auction site or on eBay, and then you might go to buy it, and then it goes over what you want to give for it. Don't keep going. Don't push your margins up. Your margins won't increase because you like a car. They won't. They'll stay the same. There'll be that next car. You'll buy a car at some point for the right money. So as soon as the car that you've got your eye on goes over that money, don't bid on it. Don't bid on it. Then start looking for the next one. That is tip number two. Be patient, stay focused, don't impulse buy. For tip number three, I thought I'd take you outside and show you a visual example. This tip is the most important when you're starting out. It's very short and sweet. Don't buy it if you can't see what's wrong with it. If you can't see the damage on the car, so here you can see this door is the damage. The rest of the car is fine. If you can't see where the damage is, it usually means that there's something a lot worse going on under the hood or under the bottom of the car. So for anybody who's just starting out buying damaged cars, do not buy a car where you cannot see the damage, and especially avoid flood damaged cars, because you do not know what you're getting yourself into. Underneath the bonnet, there could be a million different things, but when you can see it like this, at least you know, and you can roughly account for what the costs are going to be. So don't buy it if you can't see what's wrong with it. That moves me on to tip number four. Once you've found the car that you want to buy, you need to price up how much roughly the repair is going to be before you buy it, so you can account for what it's going to cost and work out your profit margins. So what you should do, and I urge everybody to do, I do, is before you start looking up for second-hand parts online, all of that stuff, is call up your local main dealers and then give them every single little part you might need. Get a price from a few different dealers and work out what it's going to cost you from there. Because the thing is with second-hand parts, they might be available when you look before you buy the car. They might then sell once you've bought the car. So they might not be around for the same sort of price. So you always need something to work towards. And then if you can get second-hand bits cheaper, then work it off there. Second-hand parts aren't always cheaper. They're not. People always think, go on a mad frenzy, start buying all these second-hand sections. I done it when I done my Porsche Cayman. Started buying loads of second-hand bits, bumpers, a bonnet, and a wing. And then I actually contacted Porsche and found out that they were cheaper from the main dealer. So I'd actually lost money by not actually thinking about it, being hasty and buying all of the bits second-hand. So that is sort of two tips in one, is always work the costs out to what the parts are from a main dealer, so you've got something to work towards. And second-hand parts aren't always cheaper. So that is my first 5 tips, but the car that I'm actually getting in and out of at the moment is the donor car for my BMW i8 that I'm going to be rebuilding. So we bought this one, which is a Cat S from Copa Auctions, and paid £20,000 for it. And the damage was a lot worse than I initially thought. And it was one of the ones where, not an impulse buy, but I didn't fully understand the extent of the damage because there was stuff I couldn't see. And that's just one of the risks you do when you buy damaged cars. There are always possibilities that there are bits of damage that you can't see in photos, and if you can't get there to look for it, and I couldn't go and look at it because it was in Copa, and you can't go to Copa at the moment, that's one of the risks you do take. But then luckily for me, this bad boy come up, which is a Cat B. I'll show you it. And the only damage on this is the carbon tub on the side and the door. So this has got all the bits that I need to repair my one over there. The noise out here is so loud, so I'm gonna get back in the office and finish off the last points for you guys. Tip number 6, always have a backup plan. Sometimes when you're buying salvage, it doesn't go to plan. There might be other costs, other parts that you didn't see in the photos or when you went to look for it that you couldn't account for. So always have a little bit of a buffer, a bit of a blanket, whether it's £500, £1,000, always have that in place so that in case you do need to use that money or something does go wrong, it doesn't completely throw the whole rebuild off and you're unable to fix it, or it completely ruins your profit margins. So just remember to have that backup in case something isn't right and you do need to fix it that you didn't account for in the first place. That rolls me into tip number 7. When pricing up the rebuild, make sure you take into account paint, labour, MOTs, service, all other costs apart from the parts. A common mistake people make is they look at the car, then they look at the parts, and then that's what they use to value the car. You can't do that. Sometimes you can buy second-hand parts that are in the right paint colour, which is a bonus, but what you need to do is when you're pricing the car up and trying to get a rough idea of your like profit margins, is to take into account any other costs, deliveries, labour, paint, MOT, service, tax, advertising for when you sell it, maybe some coding that might need to be done to the car. So there's so many other costs other than just the parts, and make sure you're aware of them before you buy the car. So my last tip today, which is tip number 8, is to always be transparent and honest with your work. So if you are repairing a car, make sure you get as much of it on video, as many pictures as possible, because when it comes to selling it, it's going to be a lot easier for you to sell a car where the person can trust the work you've done and see that it's been done fairly. That was the main reason I started this YouTube channel, is to document the repairs on my cars so that when it comes to sell them, people can see exactly what's been done, and I can give them a video portfolio so they can see all of the work that's been carried out on their car, and they've got the satisfaction of knowing that it's been done properly and with the right parts. Because when I used to do it, people used to ask a lot of questions, I'd show them photos, but they could never really get a full understanding and trust on the work that had been done. So I started this, as you saw the M2 and the McLaren, they sold like that because I was able to show the people that it was repaired properly and all the work had been carried out correctly. So you never know guys, start your own YouTube channel, do your own videos of your cars, and it might actually help you sell them. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. That is my top 8 tips. If you want to see some more content on how you can make money through damaged cars, just cars in general, maybe a bit of scrap, comment below what you want to see. I enjoy making these videos because it gives you guys something that you can take away from it. And if you are looking to buy your first salvage car, just drop me a message on Instagram. I'll try and get back to as many as I can. And yeah, you never know. You might earn a little bit of money yourself and you might be the new Henry Arnold. Who knows? So I hope you guys took some value from this. It's your boy HA. Video out Sunday. I'll see you guys then. New whip soon land. Cheers!